Ken's TV, I have a question for you. Will I get raped in prison? Well, you know, I think the first thing is that we all need to quit watching so many prison movies and think that that's how it really is. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that if you never been through it, it's just one of those things to where you have nothing else to go on. So if you have nothing else to go on, you think, okay, this is really how it is in prison. Now, don't get me wrong, man. It goes down in prison, man. You know, it's a very aggressive atmosphere, very barbaric, very negative, very violent. It seems like it's tension in the area at all times. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to realize that um, you're in an environment in which people just, they wake up mad, man. You know, like I said, it's dangerous, man. People wake up mad, angry. So you subject to get your noodle pushed all the way backwards. You know what I mean? Just for the slightest of things. Dude wake up on the wrong side of the bed. That's why they always say, man, it's not good to really play games in prison, because when you play games, if you play today, it's like, okay. You know what I mean? You played today, but tomorrow, dude might not feel like playing like it. But, as far as the whole, will I get raped in prison? I can't make any promises, because it depends on what type of atmosphere you're in. You know what I'm saying? I gotta excuse me, by the way. I'm trying to make this video, but at the same time, I'm trying to get ready for work. So, excuse me, the moving around and what have you. But getting back to the subject at hand, it depends on what prison that you go to. It's gonna determine what type of time you do. But I highly, highly doubt it. I can almost guarantee that you won't get raped in prison. Yeah, I mean, most of the people in prison that are getting down like that, it's all because they want to get down like that. You see what I'm saying? I've never, in the time that I've done, the 12 years that I've done, I've never seen anyone get raped. Now, I've seen situations. I will tell you this though. Now listen to this now, and I want y'all to share this video for me, man. You know what I mean? I need to get my views up, man. I need to, I'm a new channel and everything, but I need y'all to hit that notification bell, you know what I mean? So that anytime I drop some content, this is knowledge, man. So anytime I drop some knowledge like this, man, it gets sent out to the world. So those individuals that are thinking about, doing something that could land them in prison, they see this video and they like, whoa, let me change my train of thought right here, But like I said, I have seen situations to where here what they do is they send you to a place called the Rotary Farm. The Rotary Farm is like processing. You go there, you might be there for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, sometimes longer. It just depends on the available bed space, throughout the prison system. So typically you at the Rotary Farm, I don't know, the couple times I've been there, I was there for about 60 days. So the Rotary Farm, when you walk in, it's like a big army barracks. It's maybe about 100 beds, 50 on one side, 50 on the other side. So you got about 100 people. It stays full, stays packed. So you got about 100 people in there. There's maybe 4 telephones. I don't know if they'll all work, but they got 4 telephones. They got 1 TV. They got the little board games, chess, dominoes, Monopoly, Scrabble, things of that nature. And they have a bathroom in the back, which consists of 1 shower. It has maybe 6 or 7 different shower heads on it. And, 4 or 5 sinks, 4 or 5 toilets. They all lined up kind of, probably within 2 or 3 feet of each other. So that's what the Rotary Farm, if you can envision in your mind, and it's real long, pause. So when you walk in, it's like, when you first walk in the dorm, it's probably a good, if I had to guess, I'd say a good, I don't know, 100 feet maybe. I could be off. But, the bathroom is in the very, very back. So, like I said, you got 50 bunks, or you got 50 beds on each side. So it's a situation to where Last time I was down, man, it was a little young dude. He came in, and you see this quite often. He came in, and I guess he just had that look. Cause see, when you first walk in, everybody, they try to intimidate you. There he is. It looks like him right there. Is that the guy? Yeah, yeah, that's him. So you got probably 10, 15 people screaming at. And if you ain't never been locked up before, that can be quite, intimidating and to be quite frank, can be scary, man. You know what I'm saying? These people yelling these things. You don't know if they serious. You don't know what they're gonna try to do to you. But nevertheless, little young dude comes in. Another dude, he's been locked up for a while. You know, well, he's been locked up several times. I'm not gonna say he's been locked up for a while, but he's been locked up several times. So, he was like the barber. He cut everybody's hair. White dude, man, but he cut, white dude's hair, black dude's hair. You know what I'm saying? Had all these tattoos. Your average prison look, tattoos on his face, all over his body. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't real big, but he wasn't a little dude either. So he tells a little young dude, "Hey, man, come here, man." The young dude comes over. First mistake: don't sit on nobody's bed. Have a seat, man. Never do that in prison unless you're cool with the person and y'all really know each other. But when you first come in and a stranger's trying to talk to you, don't sit on his bed. Sits on the dude's bed. They talking. Next thing you know, it probably, I don't know, it wasn't even 2 hours later. You see the young dude go in the bathroom, shave his face, shave all the hair off his face. He don't got no hair on his face. Next thing you know, they come back, dude has some money or whatever, so he was able to eat big in prison. If you got some money, you're going to eat big. You ain't even got to eat that prison food unless you just decide you want to go on certain days, hot dog, hamburgers, chicken, days like that. Otherwise, you eating out of your locker. Because the same thing you can buy out here, you can buy in there. You know what I mean? So, next thing you know, they all sitting around eating. It was probably a clique of them, 4 or 5 of them. They all sitting around eating. Little young dude, he got him a nice little plate, nice little bowl, whatever they was eating. He's eating. Couple more hours go past, right? Next thing you know, you see the young dude and the dude with the tattoos, they walk into the shower in their boxers. That's all they got on. And they got their towels in their hand, and they walk into the shower together. As they go in the shower, nobody else is in the shower. So it's another maybe 3 or 4 dudes that stand guard. You know what I'm saying? They standing around the shower, making sure that the COs don't walk in. Because COs, they do random walkthroughs. Every so often they'll come through, walk through, make sure everything's straight. But for the most part, they're going to, you just kind of in the cell to fend for yourself. So, they do whatever they do in the shower, man. Then, about 30 minutes later, they come back out. And you seen this whole routine almost every night. This was pretty often that this happened, man. So it wasn't a situation to where the young dude was being raped because he voluntarily just walked to the shower on his own. But he was definitely being manipulated, and apparently he liked it because he kept doing so. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen situations like that. You see that pretty often. And dudes, in prison, ain't no shame in their game, man. Some people might try to hide it and sneak or whatever, but then you got some, man. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? They like what they like. I don't condone it, but that's them, and I'm just telling the story of what happened. So again, I'm gonna reiterate to you: no, you won't get raped. You're not gonna have anybody, like the movies, and grab you and pull your pants down. Get over here, boy. Now there has been stories like that, but a lot of times, man, it was like back in the day where like prison was really, really rough. The 80s, maybe the early 90s. Maybe it might happen, but now I very seriously doubt it. Now, if you go to a super max or something like that where it just goes down and it's, then maybe, but even that, I doubt it, because you got a lot of inmates now. They're not even, nah, man, not on our watch. We ain't having that. You know what I'm saying? But it's best to just avoid prison in the first place. You ain't got to worry about getting raped and, the violence that goes on and just avoid it, man. Do the right thing out here in life, man, because as bad as things may seem, man, if you mess up and go to prison, oh, man, it's going to be 100 times worse. More than that, man. The closest thing to death is prison. Think about that. The closest thing to death is prison. Because in death, when a person dies, the only thing you really have is, memories, pictures, and just memories of that person. Well, when you go to prison, man, out of mind, out of sight, what is this? Out of sight, out of mind. I'm sorry. I ain't said that in a while. Out of sight, out of mind. So the only thing that a person really has is memories of you. You know, can't really talk to nobody. Yeah, you might be able to talk to loved ones, family, you know, see them every blue moon. But most of the time, man, people forget about you when you're locked up, man. It's just how it goes, man. So hopefully that was some information that, you know, you're able to take with you. You know what I mean? Be mindful of it. Keep it in mind. If you do end up having to go to prison, which hopefully you don't, but if you do end up having to go to prison, man, go in there and just be yourself. Don't go in there and tell no lies. Don't go in there trying to be a tough guy. Don't go in there trying to gamble. Don't go in there trying to, I'd say, stay away from the basketball court as far as where there's several people on the basketball court. If you just by yourself and you want to shoot a couple jumpers, okay, go ahead. But once, you know, 2 or 3 people come, leave. You know what I'm saying? And just the television, man, try to avoid touching the remote control and all this stuff. Because all this stuff, man, to get your wig pushed all the way backwards in prison, man. I've seen it too many times. It's very, very petty. It's very, very violent. And people are just on edge in there. And they looking for a reason, man. Some people, man, they just looking for a reason. Go in there, just do your time. Take as many classes as you can possibly take. Learn, read your books. Go to the legal library. And just, you know, just stay out of the mix, man. That's the best advice I can give you, man. Hopefully you like this video. So, like, definitely comment, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? That notification bell up there, man. Small channel, man. Trying to, you know, trying to get my feet off the ground, man. So I need y'all to, you know, work with me, man, on the shares and on the views, man. Hopefully it was informative, man, and it keeps somebody out of prison, man. Till next time, Real Kens TV. We out.